Well, finally, after more than a year, I have finished I Jedi. Man, I finally felt like picking up and reading it, and I haven't felt like doing it for so long because of, you know, toxic Star Wars Expanded Universe fans who are part of negative fandom. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about I Jedi. Now, I Jedi is one of the very few Star Wars books that's told in first person. And the book involves Corran Horn, the descendant of a Jedi Master. After losing his wife, Mirax, he goes to Luke Skywalker's Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4 and undergoes a bunch of training. And the interesting thing about Corran Horn, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, so Corran Horn has a force disability. He is unable to use telekinesis. However, he is very good at tutaminis, and he can only use telekinesis if he draws off of like other sources using tutaminis. Sorry, there's a wasp trying to go in my face. And he's also very gifted at using the force to project illusions into other people's minds. And so yeah, he goes, kind of half trains himself at the academy, then leaves, and he kind of goes back to his old core sec, which is kind of like, you know, the police on Corellia. And eventually he discovers his wife is being held by an Imperial admiral, and they're being advised by the Gen Sarai, and I do believe this is the first mention of the Gen Sarai in Star Wars. Correct me if I'm wrong. And boy, do I feel sorry for this man. Corran Horn losing his wife. And I can tell that he's going to be probably one of my favorite Jedi in Star Wars Legends, and probably in Star Wars. But I gotta say, Corran Horn, he is a Chad. He is literally a Chad. Now, if there's any negatives of this book, it is kind of long for a Star Wars book, especially one focused on, you know, one character. It felt like it could be a little bit shorter, and one really weird thing in I Jedi was, like, Corran Horn has this attraction to the Admiral, and it almost seems like, oh, he really did want to cheat on his wife, but he wants to get her back. That kind of felt kind of just weird to me, but I like this book. It's also good because it also takes place during and after the events of the Jedi Academy trilogy, so you get to see the perspective of those events from first person, from the perspective of someone else. So that makes it really interesting. So I would also consider this a great book for, if, you know, a good companion piece, I should say, to the Jedi Academy trilogy. This should be read right after you finish it, since you get to see more of the events, like I said. What else? Also, if you're a huge Corran Horn fan, because I do believe he was in the X-Wing books that came chronologically before this, because of course he was a member of Rogue Squadron. So, overall, I really like this book, despite the amount of time it took me to finish it. So yeah, I definitely recommend I Jedi. Now, next, the first book of the Callista trilogy, Children of the Jedi. I've already started reading it, but I look to finish reading the Callista trilogy, and it's going to be a fun ride. So, anyway, I'll see people around and when I get to the Callista trilogy.